Hi, this is Dr. Ramsey, and have you heard this? I've done nothing different, but yet I'm still gaining weight. Welcome to the Coffee Talk with the Weight Loss Habitologist. And I hope you have your coffee, water, tea, whatever you have. Come on and sit with me. So this is what I hear. Dr. Ramsey, I've done absolutely nothing different, but I'm gaining weight. Can anyone relate? You wake up one morning, you step on the scale, and somehow you've gained 5, 10, maybe even 20 pounds over the past few years. You're eating what you've always eaten. You're living the same life you've always lived, yet the scale keeps creeping up. The first thing most people say, it must be my hormones. Now, before we blame hormones, let's talk about what is most commonly happening. Hormones absolutely play a role in weight loss and gain. I'm not dismissing them, but in my experience, hormones are often blamed before we examine the habits that may be causing the change. Today, I want to walk you through the most common reasons we gain weight as we age, and more importantly, what we can do about them. Number 1, portion sizes. Portion sizes have changed. This is by far the most common thing I see. Nobody wakes up and decides they're going to start overeating. It happens gradually. A little more cereal in the bowl, a little extra peanut butter on the bagel, an extra handful of nuts. You know how I feel about those nuts. A larger glass of wine, a few more bites while cooking dinner. Over the months and years, those calories add up. One of the first things I recommend is to purchase a food scale. Not forever, not because you're on a diet, but because awareness is powerful. Most people are shocked when they discover what a true serving size actually looks like. The food scale isn't about restriction, it's about education. Number 2, you're moving less than you used to. Many people tell me that they're exercising the same. When we dig deeper, what they often mean is they're doing the same workout they did 10 years ago. But their overall activity throughout the day has changed. Maybe they're sitting more. Maybe they're working from home. Maybe they're driving more. Maybe the kids are grown and they're no longer running around after them. Little decreases in activity add up over time. The solution isn't necessarily running marathons, but you know how I like my marathons. The solution is intentional movement. Walk more, take the stairs, schedule movement like you schedule meetings. Number 3, loss of muscle mass. This is where aging really does matter. Starting around the age of 30, we naturally begin losing muscle unless we actively work to maintain it. And muscle is important because muscle burns calories. Think of muscle as your body's metabolic engine. The more muscle you have, the more calories you burn throughout the day. This is exactly why I encourage strength training. Ladies, please hear me. When I say this, you are not going to wake up looking like a bodybuilder because you picked up some dumbbells. Strength training helps preserve muscles. It supports metabolism, improves bone health, and maintain independence as we age. You want to keep that independence, right? If you're not strength training now, now's the time to start. Number 4, sleep. This one often gets overlooked all the time. We wear sleep as, sleep deprivation as a badge of honor, but poor sleep impacts hunger, hormones, cravings. I notice when I don't sleep I'm more munchy throughout the day. Cookies sound good, chips sound good, fast food sounds good. That's not a lack of willpower, it's biology. Your body is searching for quick energy. Improving sleep may be one of the most underrated weight loss tools available. Number 5, stress. Stress changes everything. When we are stressed, we eat differently. We crave comfort foods, we skip workouts, we sleep poorly, we stop prioritizing ourselves. Stress doesn't just affect the scale, it affects behaviors. And that affects the scale. One of the biggest habit shifts I teach is learning how to respond to stress without automatically turning to food. Number 6, hormones. Now let's talk about the hormones. For women, perimenopause and menopause can influence the body composition, energy levels, sleep quality, and fat distribution. For men, declining testosterone levels can affect muscle mass and recovery. Hormones do matter, but here's the important part. Hormones rarely create 30, 40, 50 pounds of a weight gain themselves. Most often, hormones make it easier for the habits we discussed earlier to impact the scale. That's why we don't just blame hormones, we evaluate them. Number 7, thyroid function. The thyroid is often called the body's metabolic thermostat. I like to call it the calorie control center of the body. If thyroid function is impaired, you may experience fatigue, brain fog, constipation, dry skin, and hair changes, and difficulty losing weight. This is where laboratory testing becomes important. At Get Your Body Back Wellness Center, we don't guess, we test. When someone comes to us saying they're doing everything right and still struggling, we start with baseline labs. We evaluate the thyroid function. We evaluate hormones. When appropriate, we look at the entire picture because I don't want someone blaming themselves if there's an underlying medical issue contributing to the problem. At the same time, I don't want someone blaming hormones when the real issue is portion sizes, lack of protein, lack of strength training, poor sleep, and inconsistent habits. The habit shift approach, one of the reasons I created the 14-week habit shift program is because I learned this lesson myself. Weight loss isn't about being perfect. It's not about starving yourself. It's not about cutting out every food you enjoy. It's about identifying habits that are holding you back and replacing them with habits that move you forward. Small changes repeated constantly over time. That's where the magic begins. So, final thoughts. So, the next time you catch yourself saying, I've done nothing different, but I'm gaining weight, I want you to pause and ask yourself a few questions. Have my portions changed? Am I moving less? Am I strength training? Am I sleeping well? Have I actually had my labs and my hormone levels checked? Because the answer is usually found somewhere in those questions. Remember, getting older does not mean weight gain is your destiny. It simply means we have to become more intentional. Thank you guys for joining me for today's coffee talk with the weight loss habitologist. If you'd like help identifying what's holding you back, we'd love to work with you at Get Your Body Back Wellness Center. Until next time, remember, it's not perfection. It's about habits. See you next week for another coffee talk.